Today on the channel, we're going to have to pay the piper, but we got to also beware the snake with WWE Mattel LJN, Jake the Snake Roberts, and Rowdy Roddy Piper.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE LJN Mattel unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got a double dose of black cards to unbox with Rowdy Roddy Piper and Jake the Snake Roberts. But of course, for all your Mattel LJN figure needs, you better hit Target. These hitting store shelves right now. But for everything else wrestling related, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And believe you me, I was very shocked. I had to go to my work. I had to go throw away a bunch of recycling boxes. Tons of samples came in. It was a whole thing, Todd McFarlane. And I said, I don't have room in my garbage and recycling for all this. I'm going to drive it up to the office dumpster. So I did that. And naturally, I figured I'd cross the street. I'd go check out the Target and Walmart. I'm in the neighborhood. Might as well do that. And my wife was with me, and we need to get some groceries anyways. And I'm going to go check the action figures, and lo and behold, what's chilling on the shelf? Jake the Snake, Roddy Piper, and The Rock, and we'll unbox The Rock in a separate video. Those are just chilling on the pegs. I'm like, all right, done. Very cool to get those. Very fun to find them. Very nostalgic to find them as well for an 80s kid like me that collected LJNs as a little kid. And we'll talk about that. We'll compare those later in this very video. And you know we're going to do this video like we do all the other videos on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And I did have Jake the Snake Roberts as a kid. I did not have Roddy Piper in a plot twist, which was very shocking in all honesty. But we'll get to that story maybe a little bit here in this video. And I guess we'll start with Roddy Piper. Why wouldn't we here? Why wouldn't we? And like I said, hitting Target right now, so be on the lookout for these. And all I saw was black cards. I also went to another Target the next day. I did see a black card Roddy Piper. So I haven't even seen blue cards of any of these. Only black cards so far. Is what it is. I don't get too worked up about it. I'm not a mint on card collector of these. I'm not a double up club member. So the first one I see, that's the one I'm going to open. All I've seen is black cards so far, and that's where we're going to end up going with this one here today. But there it is, Rowdy Roddy Piper, looking only like a Rowdy Roddy Piper could look on the black card right here. And as a kid, like I said, I never had Piper. When I came into LJNs, he was already pretty much off the shelves. I didn't see him around. I never had a chance to get him. It was very unfortunate because he was a heavy hitter and an absolute favorite of mine as a little kid. And I played with my Hasbros and LJNs kind of at the same time as well, depending on the mood. And during Roddy Piper's return, where he was Intercontinental Champion against the Mountie and stuff, man, I would have loved to have had a Roddy Piper in my LJNs. Had to settle for the Hasbro ones. Very iconic, one of the most iconic Roddy Pipers ever. When people see this, even if they're not wrestling fans, they know this is Roddy Piper. His figure was not quite to the Hogan LJN levels, but I would say right up there at the beginnings of time of the LJN line. So very cool, very nostalgic. And once again, I like that this is different. Just like Jake, they made it different than the original. Not terribly different. Jake's going to be more different, but I do appreciate that because I'm not a big fan. I want Roddy Piper in this line. I just wish he was in a different pose, different look. Give me the long-haired Roddy Piper. I would have rather seen something like that. I know I'm not in the minority or the majority of that one. I'm probably the minority. Most people want the direct re-releases. Like what you like, you don't what you don't. But this Piper is very iconic still, though, and I am glad there's some tweaks and differences here. Black card, you could see blue card. Black is the chase, apparently, and that's the black background. WWE Superstars, once again, WWE logo. You do get the poster down here, Rowdy Roddy Piper, LJN, cool cartoon background with Hulkster beating up Big John Studd. Cross cell down below. Jelly Roll, no sign of him yet. We'll see what happens in the future. Hopefully they figure out what's going on with that Jelly Roll. I didn't get a pre-order in. I guess we'll see what happens in the future. You got the bio card for him. What's it say about the Rowdy one? Rowdy Roddy Piper is the hot rod of the WWE at 230 pounds and 6'3" really, in height. Roddy Piper does not take kindly to jokes about his kilt. In fact, Piper does not take kindly to anyone. He is the most vicious, treacherous man in the history of the business. His nasty jokes and mocking laughter fool no man in WWE. Beware the Scotsman. Well, there you go. The more you know, folks, the more you know. Beware the Scotsman. And we're going to go in from the back door, just like Roddy would have preferred, I'm sure. And we're going to try to get him out of the package. I always appreciate these aren't the easiest to get out of the package, too. I don't like that the bio card sometimes will get ripped or kind of torn up. It's just a nature of the beast. It is. There's always a few troublemakers, and that's what we get along the way. Can I do this as clean as possible? For science, of course. Mr. Wizard, Beekman. Oh, there you go. Plastic protector. See you later. Goodbye. There we go. I think I got it here. I will cut out that card later is my plan. Gonna stick it right there. See you later. Goodbye. Now we got the Piper here. We're gonna have to pay the Piper is what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to pay in blood is what we're gonna have to do. We'll see. But there is variance in the poster designs. I don't really collect the posters. I know people have reached out to me to sell them. I don't even know what to ask. I don't know what to do. See you later. Goodbye. I just have them all in like a box, and I just lay them all in there. So we do get the Piper one here today. That's the one I got. I guess, does that match the black card? I assume so. But there it is. Roddy Piper. No rubber band this go around. It's all about making savings, apparently. No rubber bands on that one. But now we got the Hot Scott. We got Roddy Piper. Very, very iconic. As I said as a kid, I never had this one. But in a plot twist, I think it was 1994. I was in a very small town in rural Iowa with my grandparents, even a smaller town than they lived in. And I went to a Ben Franklin's. Ben Franklin's Five and Dime, Todd McFarlane. I don't know if you've heard about it. But they had a basement, and they had a little crude sign that said, deals in the basement or something. And I went down there in 1994, and what did they have? It was like the 80s exploded down there. Transformers, G.I. Joe. I mean, they had Barbies, girl stuff, Cabbage Patch Kids, all that kind of stuff. But they had a wall of LJNs down there still. And they had Roddy Piper, which I desperately needed in my collection. And when you're a younger kid, you don't know time and space and travel and all that kind of stuff. And my grandma normally would buy me something. She refused because the night before we went out to dinner, we went to the big town with grandpa and my cousins, and we all got to pick out stuff. She's like, I'm not buying you figures. And I couldn't make my grandma understand. I just remember saying, if my dad was here, he would understand. But even my dad wasn't going to drive that distance for this kind of stuff. But I remember just being amazed because it was a step back into the past. I could not believe in 1994 that here's Roddy Piper from like 1985 just chilling on the pegs. I just think back to that. If I would have bought everything and left it on card, I'd probably be retired by now. Remember the Moray from Cobra was down there. It was just a wild thing. It was just a wild transportation to the past. And so many things G.I. Joe related, wrestling related I wanted to get. Unfortunately, luck was not on my side that day, so I didn't get them. But got the hot rod right here. Looks like Piper. Always kind of a weird face on this Piper. I don't know what's going on with him in this. The mold of the face never was good from the get-go, and it's not improved upon here. It's basically the same kind of thing. A little darker. We'll call it dark brown hair is what he's got going on. He's got the two fists of fury, the iconic Piper pose. I don't know if he's dabbing somebody up. I'm not sure what this one is, and he's going to punch you in the mouth with the other hand, I guess. You got the Hot Rod shirt, the Hot Rod logo in a different color this time. Appreciate the differences on that. It is the white shirt. You don't got the red banding or anything like that. It's the traditional white shirt on this one here. He does got some moves here. I don't know if he's transitioning, Todd McFarlane. Is that what he's doing? He's transitioning? Maybe. That's what Todd McFarlane says. I didn't say it. Todd did. But he could be. And he's kind of got the face too, huh? Yeah. You never know what up is with Piper here. But interesting. Looks like Piper, though. We know it. We got the soft goods kilt here. Do not call it a skirt. We read that on the back. Does have the special Velcro. Bam! Ready to go. Ready to party. It's a hardcore look right there when you put your wrestling trunks on and then a belt and then a shirt. That's a power move. That's the definition of a power move right there. A little bit of sparkle to these red trunks as well. You got the red boots and the red knees, and then you got a little white socks poking out the top right there. If I'm not mistaken, a little darker color in the original LJN. Obviously, no articulation on this style figure. I think most of us know that by now, but I want to throw that out there. I will say, if I was a little kid, this would be a fun one to play with. He'd be punching people, clotheslining people, DDTing people. You could make use for Roddy Piper in your Fig Fed in really any kind of position. Once again, I know people hated the Hasbro Roddy Piper because he's in his full regalia. Didn't matter to me. I loved that figure as a kid. Love it to this day. This one, not so bad either. But I would take the Hasbro, I guess, just for nostalgia purposes if I had to. But I should have Piper right over here to the side. I got the original one ready to go. Similar but different. You can see a better tan on this one compared to the old one. You do got a different kilt on this one. You got the brighter red in the trunks, the knee pads, and the boots compared to the more maroon style over here. Height seems to be about the same for both these guys. Face seems to be about the same as well. So playing all the hits, but a little bit of differences. The Hot Rod shirt is a big difference as well on that one. So very cool, very nostalgic. Obviously the Hot Rod, one of the key guys of LJN. Even if I didn't have him as a little kid, a key guy to have in the collection. Not a bad piece of business. But now we're going to turn our attention over to Jake the Snake, the Robber. It's a very frustrating one as a kid. Even me as a little kid playing with my Jake the Snake that I had as a little kid, I was always a little bit frustrated as he was so undersized. And apparently that has been fixed this go around. So that's pretty darn cool if Mattel really did fix that. We're going to find out very, very soon. Once again, on the black card for old Jake the Snake, the Roberts. Looking pretty good. You got the poster down here once again. Jake the Snake, LJN, Mattel, background. What's the ages on this? 6 and up, you 5-year-olds, you can't handle these LJNs. Let me tell you, back in the 80s you could. These new ones you can't. That's unfortunate, but it's the way it must be done. On the back, Jake the Snake Roberts got the bio card, got the cross sell. You know we've unboxed all these on the channel. WWE Superstars, UPCs, all the hits being played on the back of the package. But now it's time to get Jake the Snake out of the package here. I wish these were easier to unbox. I will say that. I wish they had the removability of some of like the big rubber guys would be cool, but that really wouldn't work very well for retail, I'm guessing. So that's not going to be in the cards. And speaking of the cards, we got to be dangerous here. We don't want to rip it. Uh-oh. See you later, goodbye, up over the top. Like a young Jake Roberts, we say trust me, but I don't know if I can trust the card on this one. I'm going to rip it. I can just feel it. I can feel it in my bones. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's like breaking into a bank. There it is. See you later, goodbye, Protector. Oh, yeah, we're getting it done here. Like a true professional I am. See you later, Shuffle. We do got the poster here. What are we going to get? Are we going to get the black card poster just like we got for the Hot Rod? Once again, I don't think we got rubber bands on this. Bam! See you later, goodbye. And what do we got? We got the black card at the Coliseum once again. Old Jake the Snake Roberts. Very cool, and I've said it before. As a kid, I had every one of these on my wall, or in my not my basement, in my bedroom. I had the whole wall covered with LJNs. And then I had some PWI, WWE magazine posters. Let me tell you, even as a little kid, the ladies loved my rooms. They loved my rooms as a kid. They'd want to see all those wrestlers. They'd also want to see the Snake, of course, Jake the Snake. Or was it? Maybe a different one. Who knows? But we got Jake the Snake Roberts Snake here today. Bendy wire inside of there, as it should be with old Jake. Looking good, very much a hallmark to the past of the green snake that we got with Jake. An iconic accessory, of course, for Jake the Snake Roberts. It feels so weird to get a figure of him without a snake. It just feels strange. But love to see this, and I love to see it's been upsized. It's a little bit bigger, just like apparently Jake is. Love a bigger snake. You too, Todd? Todd likes the biggest snake he can find, of course. But this is very, very nice. And now we're diving into Jake the Snake Roberts right here. Looking good. He's got that 80s mustache. I had a neighbor that lived across the street from me. He looked identical to Jake the Snake Roberts, but a lot shorter. But he looked just like him, had the long hair like him, had the big push broom there, like a young Magnum TA, Tom Selleck, Man-at-Arms, exactly. Looking good. Got some determined eyes going on. Got the long brown hair, 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. Playing those Jake the Snake Robert hits is what he's doing. He's getting the old pose there. Looks like he's getting ready for a bodybuilding position competition, but not necessarily with Jake. He wasn't a body guy, as we know. He had them buggy whip arms, as they say, Todd McFarlane. But you do got the perfect pose to be able to hold the snake up around him. Very key, very iconic. And him and Andre the Giant had many a match when I was a little kid with my LJNs. Looking good here. No shirt going on, so no service for Jake. You got the white wrist tape on him here. Open hands once again. It's funny how the right hand is so much bigger than his left hand. That's an interesting twist. And then he's got the green pants with the purple snakes, purple boots on this one. And like I said with Roddy Piper, obviously no articulation for Jake the Snake Roberts. Nothing too fun on the feet down here. 2026 Mattel, no holes, anything. You're not going to be able to put him on a stand or anything like that. He does stand up just fine on his own. But now it's time for the rubber to hit the road here. It's time to get Jake and his snake out from the LJN days. Very iconic, but very short, very undersized. Look at that. We got a much bigger Jake the Snake Roberts this time. Have to commend Mattel for taking the time to make a difference, improving on this figure. I hope they continue to improve. If they're going to keep putting out the same style figures as the LJN, make these kind of improvements just like this. I love to see that. So similar, but so different at the same time. There's no doubt about it. But man, oh man, very cool. Love the size difference. Love that they fixed and corrected that. But I mean, this is just crazy how much bigger this one is. Just absolutely wild. Same thing for the snake. You can see Damien way, way bigger this go around as well. So constant learning, constant improvement. Only took like 3 or 4 decades. But here we are with Jake the Snake Roberts and the rowdy one, Roddy Piper playing all the hits here today. Hey, you gotta love it. Gotta love a little LJN in action. Be very interested to see where we go in the future. I have to imagine, as of filming right now, we're a couple of weeks away from San Diego Comic-Con. We should see another couple of series, hopefully, of what the future holds for us for the LJN Mattel wave. We know we've seen CM Punk, Jim Neidhart, Pat McAfee, I think Jey Uso we saw, but what else could we end up getting? Going to be very interesting, very fun to see where that goes, and we'll know here in a couple of weeks. But today, Jake the Snake, Roddy Piper, what's your thoughts on these two? Pick up, long game, hard pass game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel. 2 channels with content every single day. Really appreciate the support out there when you check those out. Of course, Patreon, YouTube channel memberships, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is also the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available where podcasts are found with videocast on YouTube. So for Jake Snake Roberts and Roddy Piper, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?